launching a tasty pastry. It's a low-carb Pop-Tart. It's got 3 to 4 grams of net carbs, and we love this show. This is our best place to be in LA.
Welcome back to Legendary Foods Muscle in the Morning. I'm Dave Palumbo, and today is Friday, January 7th, 2022. And let's find out what's going on in the world of bodybuilding and fitness. If you're watching this show, you know I'm not a financial advisor. But here's one thing that I do know about money. At the end of the day, your assets need to outweigh your liabilities. That's as true in finance as it is in bodybuilding. And right now, Wesley Vissers is in the process of trying to stack up some assets. Earlier this week, Wesley released a clip from a back training workout, which has been a big point of emphasis for him so far in the off season. We've all heard people say shows are won from the back since the beginning of time. So if the back becomes his greatest asset, then history tells us that it should result in some big wins down the road. And if he can accumulate enough assets to offset his liabilities, it feels like it bodes pretty well for his bodybuilding future. All things considered, I think one of the things that made last year so exciting was the fact that there was so much new blood taking over the headlines and really infusing a lot of life back into bodybuilding, which leads me to the next obvious question. Is there anyone out there who we think might be ready to step up and make that same leap this year? Depending on who you ask, Florian Poirson's name might be near the top of the list. Even though he took off last year because of a shoulder surgery, there's been some buzz coming from people around Florian's camp who seem to think that he'll be ready to hit the ground running once he starts his prep. So if he can come in with a better version of what he had back in 2020 when he placed top 10 at the British Grand Prix, he can end up sneaking up into a few top 5s before the end of the season. And since we're already talking about new blood in bodybuilding, this felt like a good time to drop this new update from Martin Fitzwater. The soon-to-be second-year man has been training like an absolute savage throughout the entire offseason, and we've seen him link up with Keon Pearson and give him a run for his money too. In the 2 times we saw him compete last year, he managed to crack the top 5 both times. And those placings actually look even more impressive when you go back and look at who else was in that lineup with him. He came right out of the gate, ready to bring the heat. And if he starts off fast again this year, it'll be fun to see how he ends up fitting into the equation. We have a philosophical question that we're going to end the week with, but I need to frame it for you first. Back in 1954, Roger Bannister became the first man in history to record a sub 4-minute mile. And since then, it's been done over 500 times here in America, which is still extraordinary, but not so much that it's completely unheard of. Social scientists call that the Roger Bannister effect. So here's my question, because we saw Shaun Clarida and Angel Calderon win shows in 2 different divisions last year. Is it possible for us to see the Roger Bannister effect in bodybuilding now? And this can be for men or women. Let's not just limit this to men. Do you think that there's a female fitness athlete who could also win a bikini show or something else along those same lines? I think it's a fun thought experiment, and I'm interested to see what you guys think. Will we see a Bannister effect in bodybuilding? And if so, tell me, what division do you think it will happen in? Drop us a line in the comments below. And that does it for yet another edition of Muscle in the Morning. I'm Dave Palumbo, reminding you to always be true to your passions and make sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.